reasons why a lot of the youth kids, or at least from in my context, are feeling lonely is because of unavailability. Like at least for my in my church context, we have a lot of immigrants and whose parents are coming to this country to provide better opportunities for the kids, but as a result, their parents are sacrificing quality time with their kids, which as a result, in turns, that leads their children to resort to technology, social media, games, drugs, whatever that may be. So I think parents not being available for their children is one of the biggest reasons that teenagers are feeling lonely. How we as ministers can relate to this is that in practical sense, we can let them know that we still care by just spending more time with them. And like I mentioned before, the way that we're ministering to our kids, I think, is shifting because I think this corona is going to be here with us for a while. So we have to be just able to just spend more time with them, whether it's Zoom, whether we do food deliveries, or just creating just different programs that allows them to know that we still care and that we still are suffering just as much as they are.
Man?
Personally, I think the reason kids are lonely is that being a Christian can be a hard thing for them because they can't really dress certain way or talk certain way or hang out with a certain group. So if they want to be in that group, they have to do and say and dress like them. So I think if in a way, if you're a Christian, you know that you can't really say or act or talk like other believers. So then the reason, one way we can help them is to create a certain group where they can meet once or twice a week, so that they can come and talk, watch movie, or hang out with them and play certain sport. I think that we can do it that way.
Awesome. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Sorry about that. Loneliness comes from the culture we live in. It comes from the expectations that are put on them from society, and whether the friend groups they have at school or social media, stuff like that. So it comes from the setting they're put in. The loneliness comes from that. So it's on us as youth leaders and as family and friends to just step in and be there with them, to show them that we go through the same things, to show them how to get through it. So loneliness can come from anything, but it's on us to help them get through it.
Good. Sam?
I think the part of the reason for the loneliness is the false sense of connection that they have because of social media. They feel like they're more connected than they actually are. And I think one of the things that we can do is try to have touches with them and reach them beyond just social media connection. We need to have that, obviously, to stay connected with them, I think, but any way that we can make it more personal and show that we want to invest in the relationship that we have with them, I think that's helpful to help them get over that, or at least work towards getting out of the loneliness that they're feeling.
So for me, I really do believe that social media and technology in general are just huge reasons for the epidemic of loneliness. Again, it's something that I found myself experiencing even, and like I said, I'm 24, I'm an adult. And there's actually a secular song that comes to mind, so hopefully I can reference it. But it's called Modern Loneliness, and like one of the lines says, "Modern loneliness, we're never alone, but we're always depressed." And I feel like that's actually something that kids can relate to pretty well. Like Sam was saying, technology gives people such a false sense of security because they have their online community and friends at the click of a button, but once the screens are off and they're alone at the end of the day, like those relationships aren't really fostered very well. And social media is really a huge culprit because people present like the best version of themselves and they're posting constantly and comparison comes in. And obviously quarantine COVID time doesn't help either. So like now more than ever, you see kids relying on like Instagram, TikTok, even like computer games to fulfill that community. And I think where youth leaders come in, I think they're in the perfect position to be that consistent adult because, or like besides their parents, hopefully, that can provide like face-to-face interactions and even facilitating conversations between other youth and allowing them to have that space to actually speak to one another. And also just reminding them like, hey, you're not defined by social media or your status, you're in Christ. And yeah.
Cool. Well, thank y'all guys. I appreciate y'all doing this. About to get kicked off. So we'll do this again soon. So God bless.
Bye.